Yeah, could do with getting them cobwebs down. I guess it must be time. Sunday, sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Ah, hello, hello, hello. Guten Abend, bonjour, willkommen, ciao, hola, konnichiwa, and all the other various ones that I keep forgetting. I will write a list down one day, I swear. Howdy, Scotty boy, Mr. Alien World Airsoft, welcome, sir. I wouldn't say I was good or a sir. And lovely Sky is here. Hello, how are you, my dear? And Mr. Yeller is here as well. As we communicate in Wookiees. Oh, that'd be Kashyyyk, wouldn't it? Kashyikian. Yes. Nerd. Um, yeah, so welcome. Greetings. Have fun. Hopefully. So, as usual, I hope everyone has had a wondrous week full of joy, happiness, new fishies, ghosts, and all sorts of weirdness. Yes, all is good with us. Thank you, Sky. I shall fast forward your good wishes to her. So, as usual, we start out with what's the Wookie been doing this week? Work. Um, yeah, work. Getting ahead on water changes. It's the days I'm working and shifts and whatever at the moment are making me able to get ahead or get behind on water changes, and yeah, so we're gonna have to have some adjustments there. Um, that's just at the moment. G'day, Marco. The oh dear, Marquis of Madagascar Rainbows. We'll go with that one. That passes. Baron of Bristlenoses and Lord of L numbers. Yeah, I ain't got a clue what the L numbers are. I go with proper wordings. I don't go, oh, this is an L248, blah, blah, blah. I go, that's a spotty plec. That's a stripy plec. That's a green one, a blue one, a red one, a yellow one. That's about as accurate as I tend to get with them. Always fairly regularly around here. Oh, God, that one's full of eggs again. Oh, yay. Got your first sponsor. Result. Two targets review. Easy to hit or hard to hit. I guess that's about as far as you can go with a target. Cheers on conflatulations. I had an interesting conversation with someone this week regarding that kind of thing. I'm gonna film a video on it, but I had someone from a certain company, fishy related, contact me on FaceAche and wanted to give me something to do a review on. I was like, oh, cool, yeah, great, send it out, whatever it is. They wanted me to buy it off of Amazon, leave it a week or so, put up a good review, and then they'd refund me. Nah, it don't work like that. Because if I don't like it and I give it a bad review because it's a god awful piece of trash, you're not going to give me my money back, are you? Well, no, you get the product for a good review. I thought, well, yeah, but what if the product's no good? Oh, sorry, but my peace of mind and my morals and the trust I like to think I've built up over the years is worth more to me. Yeah, possibly, Mark. I mean, it shows. No, it's not Raid Shadow Legends. At full box. Not a name I'm familiar with. Ah. And back from when I used to mess about with airsoft guns, our targets were other people. And we didn't bother with all the protective gear or anything. We just shot each other with them. And then when you got a bit bored, you went and picked up an actual air rifle or an proper air pistol and shot people with that. If it was Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah. I don't think Raid Shadow Legends are likely to sponsor me. Ever. Because I don't play mobile games. Now I barely play on a bloody console anymore, so. Oh, pardon me. The last game I bought was Forza Horizon 2. And the last game I downloaded, as you probably played, was World of Warships. Evening, Mr. Tater Salad, Dennis. All we wankers, how's it hanging? Left of centre, my friend. Left of centre. This is always a good place to be. Yeah, they wouldn't take a 308 out of Martini Henry, no. There's not much that can survive up to that. Undertaker's back, setting up the crust mess tings, checking off it all works. Yeah, I'm ready. I've got all my Xma decorations up. 577-450, which is 308. Oh, it's so easy to wind people up about guns. I have enough knowledge of firearms to upset people when talking about them. Blame Ian and Otters for most of that. If you're not familiar, Ian from Forgotten Weapons and Otters from Sea and Arsenal. The second being a channel that I regularly fall asleep to. Yellow went to a gun show yesterday. That kind of gun show, or use the 577 Snider. As long as you're not using the D Sniders, because they make a absolute mess. Hello, Sherry. How are you? Hope all is well. So, all joking aside, on the fishy front, howdy, Silver. Hi ho, Silver, away! Yeah, I couldn't resist. So, hi ho, Silver, Huawei. Yeah, that works just as well. Good historical firearms info, yes, and a good nap. It's always good when you get, videos that are like an hour and a half, hour and 3/4 long, talking about one gun, because you know you're going to fall asleep. But yeah, so now all the adult or non-fry size Limia are in here. The Limia Perugiae. We took the remaining ones out of the flex. So currently all that's in there is, well, 2 adult bristle noses and a spawn of babies. Howdy, Ricky. So yes, so that is ready for some new fishies that we may have purchased today. I say purchased, no money changed hands. And yeah, so we gave that a good degunk and got all bar one of the escapee baby bristle noses out of there as well. Oh, birds in the Christmas tree. I kept going Bosnia and Africa, the other guys not so much. Well, as long as you're pointing them at bad guys. So yes, yeah, we the original plan was to exchange some bristle noses for some red-tailed goodeids. Now, I know the correct pronunciation is goodeids, but if I say that, I'm going to develop a bad Australian accent every time I say it. It would be, so these are my red-tailed goodeids. Yeah, it's going to happen. So I call them goodeids. It's just safer. Exactly. Um, but unfortunately, they only had males, which I think is probably because the males are very pretty and brightly coloured, and the females are, yeah, standard like female guppy, live bearer, dull grey in colour. Hey, right, how you doing? Howdy. So yeah, we didn't get those, but instead I swapped a dozen Super Red Wrestle-Nose Beverleys. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mandy, Zen Ginger. Happy 22nd, my dear. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Quite why you'd interrupt your festivities to come hang out with this weirdo, I have no idea. And I hope Mr. Zen has treated you very well and spoilt you rotten. But yeah, so back to where we were. So, yes, they're going to be ordering in some more of the red tail goodeids. Oh, I'll give you a good flash out the window, Yella. How's that sound? I'll give it the full on helicopter. Yeah, it's all right, Mandy. I'm 23. You just had a hard paper round. Oh, oh, howdy, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. Can't hang about taking one of the human fry to a Jack Harlow gig. Not looking forward to it. Well, if there's anything that what I know of Harlow is in Harlow the town, you have my sympathies. Because that's a bit hit. Yeah, have fun and take some proper headphones with you and listen to some decent tunes while you're there. Yeah, I'll give you a dang good helicoptering, Yella. Helicoptering, and I'll do a windmill with my hair as well. How's that sound? Um, but yeah, so going to be ordering in the goodeids another couple of weeks, and we'll take more bristle noses in exchange. Um, but I've got a trio. Something you can't really see because they've got very dark backs and they're in a black tub. But we have two females and one male, a Pistogorama cacatoides, cacatoides, double reds. So fingers crossed. Oh, they're actually a decent size. So yeah, it's not like the last few times I've seen a pistos and they're like half an inch long. You can barely tell the males from the females. These are actually fully coloured up, and the females have the nice goldy coloration to them, so they're old enough. And they will be going in the flex with Super Reds. Thank you very much, Dennis, gifting out all the memberships as well. Lots of members around here. Yay! Hippie John got one. He was here last week and missed out. He weren't even not here at the moment and got one. There we go. Clark, Adele, Hippie John, Barbara, and Miss YouTube himself, Chattanooga Red. Crafty old bugger. Yes, I spot the jokes. So yeah, we have MFF trio of Apistos in the tub down there. Ready to go. We had a good trim of the Valsnaria in the 200 because, well, it was reaching right across the other side of the tank. It was literally just solid Val across the top, so we got rid of that. And in the process of doing that, and Sterlo's gifting them out as well. Oh dear. All the memberships. More members than a copy of Play Dude. Fish Tank Dad, Red Laser. It's going to get to the point where everyone's a member, so it's not going to give them out to anyone. Oh well. Never mind. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Sky, if you enable membership gifts, you will become a member. Yeah, so what we're doing now, we found another spawn of little limias. I missed, there's probably about a dozen more in there, but I took 30 of them out. I didn't know YouTube had memberships. Ah, well. Yeah, yeah, I think it's something you got to enable. Well, I think if you've got a monetized YouTube channel, it will auto-enable. So, because I've been gifted them and I've never clicked anything that says enable. I normally prefer to disable things and enable them. Boom, boom. So here we got, as I said, more baby limias. So literally we've got like 60 limias in this tank here now. Little overstocked. And obviously we've got more shellies. They're actually big enough to be coming out now. So there we go. Yellows, letting it be known how to do it. And the baby cribbies are doing well as well. They're at the point now where they're just too big for mum and dad to grab them in their mouth and move them around. So there's lots of shepherding going on as they keep trying to escape. But yeah, so it's going to be a couple, 2 or 3 weeks probably before we get the G'dayids. I bloody did it, didn't I? By which time I'll have taken their baby cribs out and found somewhere to put them. And the next job will be clear out the Blue Dream shrimp tank of Blue Dream shrimp and Kubutai rasbora and give midnight breakfast to the suggies. Welcome back. And yeah, so once we've got those out of the 15 litre, it's either think of something we can put in a 15 litre tank that isn't a better, or a pea puffer I could get away with, but can't breed them. Or leave it empty as like a fry / QT tank for a bit, and then after crust mess, I will see about getting something slightly larger in there, maybe another mini flex, maybe another flex if funds allow. I just find that my shrimp are far better when they're a fish in a tank. Puffers are cute, and it's not like I'm short with snails to feed them, but yeah, it's I must admit it's something that colours me on whether to get new fish these days or not, is can I breed them? Are they sensibly simple enough to breed, and can I sell them? Kind of a weird position and viewpoint to take compared to most, I would guess. I'm sure most people buy fish on what they look like first, and then are they compatible with one of my other tanks that I have space in, secondly. And I'm pretty sure some people go, I'm not going to have them, they breed. standard Crebensis. The yeah, I am not a cutie pie. I eat pie. I'm probably about 50% pie, but yes, there's something you always have to. Yeah, there's always someone who don't get the joke in a chat. Yeah, I'll say endlers. I have thought of endlers, but it's something I'd struggle to move on, to be honest. And I've had endlers before. It's just guppies, basically. Just a slightly smaller version of guppies. And red lasers here. There we go. Yeah, so I'm thinking move out the 15 litre and replace it with either a mini flex or a normal flex, or something around the 30-40 litre, so 7 to 10 gallon mark. Oh, and Ricky's cancel letter came in the other day. Visa processing starting tomorrow. Finally back to England in January. Just in time for the weather to get really bad. Yeah, you'll probably have like a 40 degrees C temperature shift. Get on the plane in shorts, vest, and flip flops. Get off the plane in full Arctic explorer gear. Hippie John is here. Hip, 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 hippie. And he is now a member. Because we had Dennis and Mark have gifted memberships. You see, Hippie, when you're not here, you get it. When you're not here, you don't. um, yeah, it all depends on the jokes. There's some I don't get either. There's some I make that nobody gets apart from me, and other people are equally as weird. So don't worry about if you don't get one. But if you're not sure whether someone's joking, I found the best thing is to just keep your gob shut and see what other people say. Yes, I joined a chat the other day. It was a Facebook one, and yeah, my sense of humour didn't go down very well there. They were all very, very, very serious. Really didn't go down well when they started talking about all their different flavours of OB haps and well, and I went, oh, you mean mutt cichlids? They didn't like that. So I'm no longer in that group. I'm getting the old grey stripe here, aren't I? Look, there we go. Yep, definitely a grey stripe coming in. Um, yeah, but I mean, I'll say I'm not in anywhere near as many live streams as I'd like to be now, purely because I'm either at work during the day when the likes of Jess and Rico are streaming, or it's either, yeah, some people just don't get sarcasm at all. Um, or the later night streams, I'm just shattered after work and just fall asleep. Mufti, how you doing, John? How you? Good to see you here. Welcome. Yeah, so I'd love to be in more streams, but you know, work or sleep or having other things to do that I couldn't get done because I was at work. Yeah, just the way of the world, really. Sarcastic about everything. Yeah, don't bother me. I get sarcasm. I'm English. Uh, It's kind of a national pastime, I think, being sarcastic. Working what club am I dancing at? Ain't nobody apart from you wants to see this dancing, trust me. People don't understand British humour. They don't. It can be very dry and very sarcastic, and that's why it doesn't necessarily fit in so well in other cultures, especially if English isn't someone's first language, because there are lots of very slight plays on words, which, if it's your second language, I mean, no offence, you're not going to get them. Who's the PM this week? I think it's still Rishi. Just. I think we're going for the record of the second longest, or second shortest, sorry. But mini caras or the nana caras are out, and they have got their definite breedy colours on. Unfortunately, they're in the dark. If they were under the light, you'd be able to see the colours, because he's gone from blue and black to much bluer and blacker with red bits, and she's gone pretty much buttery gold from brown with a couple of stripes. Yeah, I've got a very dark sense of humour as well. It's, yeah. If you've not seen something like League of Gentlemen, if you've not seen it, watch it. If you've got a dark sense of humour, you will love League of Gentlemen. Very, very British. And Sherry's got food. Yay! John's rule the world. Well, everyone uses John several times a day. And all the letters we get are Dear Johns. Yeah. Yeah, the amount of Dear John letters we get is, you know, and then we get our ghosty emojis go, ooh. Yes, Halloween. No, I didn't get any trick-or-treaters, so I didn't have to flash anyone. People just don't come here anymore. Wasn't there when it started. Mess up was huge. Yeah, happens. Most of my jokes I learned in prison. Yeah, I just make jokes up as I go. If something strikes me as amusing, I'll point it out, because I can't help it. Especially if someone says something that's extremely rude and they don't realise it. Cauldron and filled with tank water and guppies. Nickname for toilets is what I was going for. Yeah, I don't actually have any guppies. I can be proud. The most common, the only live bearer I've got at the moment are the limias. Yeah, I've not got any other live bearers at the moment. Dimension became 250 by 100 by 30. It was meant to be a lot smaller. Oh dear. Wish I had none bloody hundreds of them. Well, you know how I solved my guppy overpopulation problem? I bought something that did a really good job at sorting out the guppies. It's called a Senegal bicher. When they're small, they quite happily munch down all the fry. Then as they get bigger, they eat all the adults as well. Yeah, they work well as dither fish. It's the Limia perugiae I've got. Which I'll grab a Le Camarara. And untangle the cables again, because you know me. So yeah, we have the Limia Perugia, the big mama, and all the various smaller ones. There's when they catch the light, you see the blue shimmer. Oh, there's that way. There's Mr. Nanakara, who's been having a scrap with somebody, and that is as big as he's going to get. Where's Missy Nanakara? Hey, where's she hiding up? Oh yeah, there's some of the Limia fry I missed, scooting about down there. Yeah, they do have quite a few. And most of these are fairly young, obviously, still, but you might just get some of the shimmers off the ones in the background as they zoom past. They got very, very nice blue shimmer on them. And then, because, you know, you can never have too much of a good thing. So, yeah, we've got a bit of a bacterial bloom going on in there, but yeah, there's basically another 60 Limia Perugia in there as well. And you see they're all starting to come over now. All the little fry are staying hidden. And yeah, we've got the usual Plekmageddon, Snailmageddon going on everywhere else. Oh. And the last of the juvenile Pelvicochromis subocellatus scootering about in there. Female on the left, female at the bottom. A couple of males. That is a lot of snails. But the thing is, I sell the snails. PM, yeah, Prime Minister. Yeah, I actually sell the ram's horns, so 50p each. You know, I'm going to keep them. Yeah, yeah, this is why I don't do guppies. I get more per ram's horn snail than I would per guppy. What does that say? Howdy, Mike, MNC, how you doing? Yeah, snails are a lot easier to look after than guppies. I mean, one of the very few things that actually breeds faster than guppies, multiplies at an alarming rate. And they like to move tanks as well, because they started out in that one tank. Now they're in all 7 tanks here. Somehow they've not made it in there yet. But they're in tanks the other side of the room somehow. Sharpe says the Latin name for a fish, I think he's casting Harry Potter spell. Hairy Pothead. Most profitable thing for me is assassin slaves. Yeah, yeah. That's something I'm probably I am gonna be getting some more assassins just to keep the trumpet snail populations under control. Saw some really expensive guppies in Gallif Street today. I don't know what they were. They didn't look that expensive. Guppies, you know. Whatever the price is for a standard guppy from wherever you live is the price that any guppy should be. And it's just because I don't get me wrong. If you're breeding for yourself and you want to line breed a specific type of guppy that you love, go for it. Just don't expect other people to think that's the most amazing guppy ever and pay silly amounts of money for it. Some people might, but not enough. Big Shrimping, hello, hello. First time visiting your stream, patiently waiting 5 minutes, so hello. Yes, the reason I put that in is because it stops a lot of the trolls and it stops basically all the bot spams that keep spamming porn links in the chat. It just gives everyone an easier time of it, not having to keep delete them. Gower Street is Asia's largest pet market, only opens on Sundays from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's in my city. Well, you lucky bastard, says he with several LFSs within an hour's drive. Yeah, unfortunately, none of my shrimpy tanks are in show. The shrimp are all like the other side of that. But yeah, we do have 3 shrimp colonies at the moment. Bizarre more in the market. Yeah. It's nice as well. It's like got the market in Norwich. It's a bizarre. It's a bazaar, not a bizarre. A bazaar, because it's all permanent stores, permanent shops, basically. But it's a market. So yeah, I've got all the porn links. Huawei. Yellow, don't worry about that. I've got all the porn links. I've got links of stuff that will curl your pubes. Let's put it that way. It'll straighten out your pubes as well. Getting crude again. But yeah, so yeah. Hopefully, yeah, probably next couple of weeks I will be consolidating the blue dreams into another shrimp colony, because they're just not doing well. They're hanging on. The numbers are staying fairly similar. I think I'd like to start streaming, find some videos showing how. Well, the way I do it is when you go onto YouTube and you go into Studio and it says create, and you click on it, it says upload video or go live. I click go live, then tap in a title and some random guff and click monetize and time and whatever. You just go live. I don't use any posh graphics or other programs and confuse myself. I do it the most simple way possible and rely on the magnetism of my personality. Rely on the fact there being enough equally weird people that want to turn up and have a natter. And I don't really have any scripts or plans. There's things. I'm on my laptop. The much famed, well maligned HMS crap top. Yeah, just got a Logitech C920 webcam, and it's all going through that, audio and video. Yeah, just make sure I turn all the lights on indoor down here so that I'm not sitting in the dark. But yeah, you can use a phone. I've got a laptop because that's what I upload my videos on. I do film my videos on a camcorder or pardon me, GoPro. Because I'm old school. I like to have a device that does a job, not a device that does all the jobs. Because to me, at least, if I rely on one thing to do all the jobs, if that one thing goes wrong, I'm screwed. Oh yeah, the cameras in modern day cell phones, mobile phones are, yeah, outrageous. But I just prefer having an actual camera. As it's, yeah. I'm back not too long ago, not dim and distant past, but about 3, 4, 5 years ago. A camcorder was, the better option. Okay, it won't shoot 4K. It does 1080p, so that's plenty good enough for me. Yeah, look at I say the Logitech C920 if they're still around. They should still be available. They're just bomb-proof, plug in and play, as I've found anyway with my laptop. And my complete lack of knowledge about tech. But if you're going to run it on a phone, you might want to check that whatever it is actually compatible with the phone. Which I would say just read the guff before you click buy, and it'll probably tell you. It'll say compatible with Android or iOS or Windows, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I've got an old. I say old. It's probably 6 year old now. 5 or 6, yeah, 6, maybe even 7 years old now. Um, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is good. That's why I do it on the laptop is another reason. Is because I can actually read the chat. If I did it on my phone, I would have to have my phone about here so I could actually read what was being typed. So he's a speaking spell with a potato. Yeah, there is that. That's probably just the idiot holding the camera that's the problem. But, yeah, I mean, I got that camera how many 7 years ago maybe, and I, I got it in a sale, and I paid 250 for it, pounds. And I actually looked, a few months back. Thank you very much for becoming a member, Rye. Obviously, Zach is unfortunately hidden at the moment, but he's the puddy cat that's in the picture behind there. Yeah, that's another reason I use my computer. I mean, it's not some massive laptop, it's just a standard size thing. Have I got rid of some of the plecos? I've got rid of a dozen of them today. I swapped a dozen Super Reds for 3 epistogrammas. Never make fun of my Parkinson's. Oh, there's a joke there about Michael J. Fox and Shaking Stevens, but I'm not going there. Um, is it ironic that Shaking Stevens did come down with Parkinson's? That's just that joke writes itself, doesn't it? Now let me grab me recording doofries. Ugh. So I have a choice of two. It depends what I'm filming, and which one has a memory card in, and which one has a charged battery. So we got the little Canon HDR. One reason I really like that is the massive amounts of zoom on it, and it's not all digital. There's a good chunk of actual optical zoom on there, so you can zoom in a long way and it's crystal clear. And so it fits nicely in the hand. Problem is when I'm walking around like that, I tend to do that with my when I'm walking, so you might get a bit seasick. I could probably do with getting a stick to hold it or a gimbal or something. The other thing I've got is just a little GoPro 7, which does the job, especially if it's raining or piddling down or I'm sticking it in a fish tank. Great little piece of kit. And that actually, I don't know if it does 4K, but it's certainly got bigger file sizes than this thing does. But, they work. That's a Shana Banana. Hello, my dear. Hope you're well today. Always good to see you. Apologies for missing Saturday morning cartoons this week, but I was at work earning pennies to pay bills. Actually, this time of year, earning pennies, saving pennies for Mary's birthday and then crust mess. But you see, I are organised. I think about these things, you see. So I've actually written down a list now. When she mentions things that she might need or like, or that may have broken or gone wrong or something like that, I make a list, so that when it comes to time to actually buy birthday or Crimble prezzies, I've got a list of stuff and I know what I'm going to get, and then I just order it all. Generally, there'll be a few things I find around town, but na 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 na. The Shanana splits. Oh dear. Hopefully no one's ever cracked that one before. Yes, congratulations, Yellow, for being the first person to correctly answer a question on the new season of Saturday Morning Cartoons. I did think about setting some questions myself, just random sort of. But knowing me, they get really deep and philosophical. Back was answering people's in the Soshmeads. The Soshmeads. All the people wishing a hippie birthday. Break it down Barney style. You purple bastard. Yeah. That's all I remember about Barney, and I think that might have even been a meme or someone doing a parody of it. Yeah, it was a parody. I think Barney was a kiddies show, wasn't it, about the purple dinosaur? Yeah. I'm too old for that. What was Dante's assumed emotion as he entered into the sixth ring of the Inferno? Brown. Unfortunately, my knowledge of Dante's Inferno is not perfect. I already have Baby Shark stuck in the head because I sang it when I started the stream, like I always do. Because I know it annoys certain people. It probably makes some people go, "Oh, there's a click." Baby Sunday Shark, do 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 do. Oh, go away! No, Baby Shark. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd be asking. I'd be asking completely weird and random stuff. You're like, so for today's question, am I? Yeah. My little ginger princess, exactly. Teletubbies, Teletubbies. Or the only parody I've really heard of that was Talibanese. Talibanese. Pink milk. Well, that is excreted from the glands of the duck-billed platypus. And I did actually know that before Saturday Morning Cartoons. So all these young'uns, 44, 41, oh dear. Thanks, guys. Now I know I'm an old fart. Speaking of farts. Oh, no, I think that's just... Oh, yeah, I think that might be a fart. We'll see. If I run off suddenly, it weren't a fart. Yellow will be 37 in 3 days. Oh, it must be Aquafunk's birthday as well today. No shots. I did it. She had to check the other day at work. I farted. It was rather loud and rather wet, so I was like, I'm going to have to go and have a trial wipe just to check. Yeah, so you're in your mid-40s. I'm in my late 40s now. Teletubbies from my childhood. Do remember seeing dinosaurs roaming around back then? Yeah. I missed the Teletubbies completely. I was like, that was even past the college, taking certain substances and then watching Sesame Street in the college library. Yeah. I feed. Yeah, when you take that and then watch Sesame Street, it gets really scary. Yeah, I'm nearer 47 than 46, Mandy. That's the thing. I'm nearer 50 than 40, so therefore I'm late 40s. But hey, another month and Mary will be my older lady again, my older woman. I will be the toy boy for another 6 months. Yes, I do wind her up about that. Hippie John's young. He's only just getting to the point where things start hurting for no apparent reason and you can't read anything because your eyesight's going and you have to get up 3 times a night to go to the toilet. And sometimes you get up to go for a pee, and the best part of doing a 47-year-old is, oh god. Oh, dude. Seven brides for seven brothers. Yeah, I don't think I ever matured to 21. I think I'm stuck at about 14. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've got split personality going on. There's like a 14-year-old and an adult. There's a grumpy old man and a teenager just at war inside my head constantly. Mid-30s person like, get married and have children. Yeah. Thankfully, I missed all that because I didn't have any parents around. So, yeah, I never got that grief. And that's not to say I don't have any kids. I just don't know I have any kids. Obviously, I got Mary's kids, Adam and Nadine. I class now as my kids, my step kids, whatever you want to call it. But if I've got any kids of my own, well, they're over 18, so it's not my problem anymore. And I have literally no idea. But they'll be from a time of a life that I can't remember. So, there would have to be DNA tests because I can't remember what the hell I was doing. We're talking about a time of life where I've woken up in towns that I didn't know. I've woken up under park benches in a ditch. When you wake up on a Sunday morning with a raging hangover, and the first thing you got to do is take a wander around the town or village that you found yourself in, looking for some kind of clue as to what town or village you are in, like hoping there's a little village shop that says name of said village stores, and going, right, that's where I am. Then figuring out where to get a bus. And then figuring out how many buses you're going to need to get on to actually get home again. Yeah, those were the days. Mobile phones, Uber, all that, none of that existed. Always in the little fish nerd world. At least didn't wake up and have to read the guy's mail to figure out who you went home with. Yeah, not too far. I've woken up, looked over, shuddered, thought to myself, just how drunk were you, Sharpe? And then very, very quietly gathered my clothes and left without waking them up. Yeah, to the point of going outside before I started rustling around my clothes and things and putting boots on. Beer goggles, jeez. 3 a.m. special beer goggles. Wait till you wake up and have to find a newspaper to check the year. Calling for a cab from a phone, waiting an hour for the cab. Yeah, I did have to do that once because I somehow ended up in a village that didn't have a bus service or a train service or anything. So I had to find like the local village shop, find the number for a cab company, then go to the telephone box in the village, call said cab company on a payphone, and then when they ask, yeah, where do you want to be picked up from? And you go, I'm at the phone box in. Yeah. Phones used to be attached to the walls, kids. If you took them out of the house, they stopped working. Next birthday, I'm going back a year, and how it goes after 50. It does. You start counting back down to zero. You have pages. Yep. Let's see. I'm older. We didn't have pages even. And I lived on my own, so I didn't have anyone I could even really call. Phones had dials, and some even had a crank. Yeah. Yes. Farty man emoji. Yes. I got all the cool emojis. I stole all the cool clip art. Then made slight adjustments to it for copyright reasons. Hello, Missy Pistol. Well, I went for emojis that to me kind of sum up the channel. So you got fish, shrimp, snails, ghost, and fat man farting. I just need to now find fat man burping. And no, I haven't got round to changing the timers on the lights yet. I know the clocks changed last week, but I've not got around to changing them yet. There you go, Mandy. Upside for your birthday this year. You got an extra hour in bed because the clocks went back. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of when the American clocks change as well. Nutter. Got page 420 when they needed weed and 911 when they needed it now. Yeah. Yes. Except I don't sleep well after the clocks change. Yeah, I find it the opposite way around. Is like when the clocks go forwards, I normally end up waking up way late because for some reason I sleep well when they go forward. When they go back, is like I'll wake up at what will be my normal time, and if my normal time to wake up is 6 in the morning, then when the clocks go back, I'll wake up at 5. It's like, I've got to sit around in the dark for another hour. Yes, I am that sad. I don't put the lights on until the sun comes up, got the house lights on, because I don't want to upset the fishies. That'd be good. I mean, I understand why they used to do it, because the whole reason for it originally was for the harvest. But obviously, all the stuff that they do the harvest with now has lights on it, so you don't need the extra hours daylight. And then after that, it was so that the kids didn't come home from school in the dark. Well, they wouldn't anyway. It's like you usually finish school at 3, half 3, so yeah, they'd be leaving off, getting home in daylight. Don't know why you don't change clocks here. Don't change clocks here at all. Don't correct time zones too. Yeah. Exactly. Plants don't care. Tractors have lights. It's one of those things. It's just a hangover from decades ago, and we don't need it anymore. But for some reason, we still do it. One of those things. You guarantee if they stop it in the UK, there would be people that complain that they've not. Yeah, but it gets dark so early. It gets dark at the same actual time every day. It's just we haven't artificially altered the clocks. Might have been created during World War I by the Germans, but then it kind of spread, and it was used as a harvesting tool, so they can harvest an hour later in the day rather than start an hour earlier. I don't know. All just seems kind of pointless now. What's wrong with children leaving school and it being dark? It's training for when you're an adult and you actually have to go to work and it's dark when you come home. I'm just glad I'm still not in my old job where it was dark when I left for work and dark when I came home. It was only about, I think it was about like 2 weeks out of the year where it was vaguely light when I left off work. And that was only if we got out bang on time. If we got sort of 10 minutes late, it'd be pitch black. We get history lesson 2, totally worth the membership. Now, I just know a little about a lot. That's the thing. I'm not an expert in anything. I just like to learn. So, yeah. And if pretty much whatever the subject, if I find someone presenting it in a way that I find interesting, I will watch and learn about it. Yeah. How watches work. There's a couple of channels I watch about that. Mechanical wristwatches and repairs. And then the mind boggles when you think, and they go, yeah, they made this before there was machine tooling. And you're looking at it and how the hell did someone manually cut a thread on a screw that small? Mind boggles. All right, thank you very much. Laid back streams. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I mean, there are some streams I don't watch, not because I don't like the person or I've fallen out with the person, because my personality doesn't gel with their personality in their chat, in their stream. It doesn't fit in. Dan's Fish being a prime example. I've got absolutely nothing against Dan. He's an awesome dude. Does great stuff from what everyone's said and I've heard. sells great fish. Just my sense of humour doesn't gel with the way he likes his chat and his stream to be. So I don't join. Okay, it's like 4 in the morning or something, so it's not a problem. But no, it's not for me to make. Oh, your stream isn't how I like it. You must change it. No, that's how they do their stream. It's their channel, their stream. They do it how they want. If it's not for me, I don't watch. That's not to say they're doing something wrong. It just doesn't gel with my personality or what I want from a stream. Admittedly, I'm just a massive troll, normally in chat, not watching DIY YouTube vid. Yeah, well, it's again, that's the other thing as we were saying last week about YouTube. If you get the really nasty comments, someone saying that your video is rubbish, or your cinematography was awful, or your script was bad, or something like that. Yeah, look, they've never made a bloody video in their lives. Now, there's no content on their channel. And well, try doing it yourself. It's not as easy as you think. And I do it the easiest way possible. It is literally, howdy peeps. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. Let's get the camera around and let's start talking about what we want to talk about today. Waffle, 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 waffle. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your hobby. Have fun. Stay safe. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye. Right. That's as complicated as I make YouTube. Views are views, exactly. That's why Bill Gates would hire the laziest person for a job, because I find the easiest way of doing it. Exactly. So I don't call myself lazy. I call myself energy efficient. That's why I don't make videos. My cameraman skills are crap. Well, mine are pretty crap too. I just point it, wave it in a random direction, and waffle. Seems to work. I mean, okay, you know, there are channels that take off and get way bigger, way quicker. But yeah, do I want to be a massive YouTuber? Do I want hundreds of people in my chat? Not really. Do I want 100,000 views per video? Oh, hell yeah. You know, I'm not going to complain about that. But if you've got a big channel, then you get big people numbers coming in your chat, and you can't have it as chilled, laid back. And this is basically a chat between buddies at the bar, is the way I see it. Or we've all gone out for coffee, or we're all at the bar for a beer, having a natter and a bit of banter. That's the way I see my streams anyway. Yeah, this is it. You get to interact with each other. Again, nothing against the bigger channels that do streams. Corey, in particular, being one I know of, and KG Tropicals. I couldn't think of the name then. You know, again, John and Lisa are really entertaining, good fun people to watch. But I find there's so many people in the chat that it's going by so quick that you can't have a chat with each other, and so many comments get missed. And yeah, I prefer the smaller ones. And it actually kind of means more to the streamer or the YouTuber like me if it's a smaller stream, and if people do decide to become a member or send a super chat or something like that, it actually means more to me anyway. I'm weird. Yeah, exactly. And if you crack a joke and no one sees it, it's a waste of a good joke. Yeah. Smaller streams for chilling out. Yeah. What I do, Whiskey with Ricky for a long time. I believe Truth Booms Against the Wildlife Department is going to come out and go south very quick. Well, it's yeah, it's my channel has changed what it actually does. Now, I started out with purely modelling, scale modelling, and it's changed throughout the years, and my interests have changed. And hi, Jeremy, by the way, I'm not ignoring you, I just forgot to say hello. Hope all is well. Yeah, so it's my channel. I make what I want to make. I talk about what I want to talk about. I mean, if someone says, would you make a video about this? As long as it's something sensible and I can do it, then I will. Now, I haven't got a problem with a request. If someone wants, if say someone wanted me to do a species profile on something I haven't done a species profile of already, and yeah, I'll do it. I don't model anymore, so modeling is out. Yeah, it's well, I do stick the occasional bit of plastic together still and wipe a bit of paint on it, but yeah, I'm not up in the man cave 4 or 5 hours a day every day. Because that also got expensive. Not only because I was building lots of kits, but also because a lot of the content for a scale modeling channel, other than how-tos, or as I did them, how-I-dos, is kit reviews. And model kits that I'm actually willing to spend my time and money on are around £60 each. And if you're looking to do a video every week, it starts getting real expensive real fast. And there's only so many kits I actually want to build. Here's the Phantoms part, ghost hunting. Kind of ghost hunting. It's paranormally based, yes. There's a lot of wandering around old churches. There's a few ghost stories, real things that have happened to me. Oh yeah, it was a fart. We're okay. That kind of stuff. The old Wookiee wipe. Yeah, when you're a Wookiee, you just use your arm hair to wipe it. It's brown anyway, so no one notices. Yeah, it's paranormally based. I don't do ghost hunting in a oh my god, oh wow, oh my god, eat demon. I'm like that. I'm just very chilled out about it. Purely because I'm just used to that kind of stuff happening. I've been around it virtually all my life, so it's like, oh, there's a ghost. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, I literally just, because I haven't gone out and bought any equipment or downloaded any apps. Quite how that works, I don't know. It's all with mine. It's what I feel, hear, experience. Generally, what I feel, because I don't see much very often. And it's describing what I'm feeling. A lot of the times, it's there's something here. I'm aware there's a presence here, but it feels benign. It's not doing anything. It's just there. So I'm just watching me. A lot of the more extreme things that have happened actually happen at home. I've had my little shadow figure, a young Jewish girl. She's shaken me awake before. I've heard her calling my name. I've heard her laughing at my farts. When you live on your own and your neighbours are older than you are and don't have small kids, and you fart and then you hear a young girl laugh or giggle, yeah, that's a good one. And yeah, that little dude in the picture back there, yeah, he still jumps up on the bed, has a snooze, rubs around my legs, nips my toes if they're in the wrong place. Yeah, he is Yes, that is what my shadow figure is the spirit of a young Jewish girl that was brutally murdered several hundred years ago in Norwich and followed me home. So actually, a couple of weeks down the line, that video might be coming out. I was a bit baked. Yeah, that can contribute to weird things. Needs a big bro to keep them in line. Yeah. He's not done a huge amount of paranormally type stuff lately, but Chris Halton, Haunted Earth, he's also kind of similar to me. Not a lot of gadgetry. It's all about just being calm, methodical, not freaking out about things. It's kind of grates with me when you get people who are paranormal investigators. Well, generally, if they call themselves a ghost hunter, I don't watch. If they call themselves a paranormal investigator, then I'll watch and then make up my mind. Press it whenever you hear your name or last. Do not respond. Wait for it if it's less than 3. Oh no, I say hello. Me and Shadow get on fine. She's in no way a negative or a bad presence. Same with Zach. I mean, he did scratch my leg once, but that was when the young girl was being assaulted in the alleyway out the back, and I was asleep, and he woke me up to say something was happening. Entirely my fault. I didn't realise what was going on. It was like, why the hell have I just woken up? Why is my leg bleeding? Why do I have a 6-inch cat scratch down my leg that's bleeding? And a few days later, I found out what actually happened. And the freaky fish lady herself is here. Hello, my dear. How are you? Hope all is grande. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. Yeah, I mean, to me, because as I say, because I'm used to these sort of things happening, it was just like a what? Okay. Didn't think twice about it. If you're not used to those kind of things happening, then you have to. I got to admit, it probably would freak people out, but I'm used to seeing and hearing things. And a couple of weeks ago, Zach jumped up on the kitchen counter. How do I know that? Because I heard a butter knife just go skittering across the counter. No real reason. It just happened. Yeah, as I say, I've seen things, I've felt, but most of the time it's just a feeling. It's I would like. I see stuff, so I'm doing my practices. I know I get scared, then I'm screwed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like, is it your uncle that comes past? Yeah, it's your uncle. There's no need to be scared of him. Yeah, Twin Paranormal is cool. I've seen a few of theirs. I do enjoy watching the Paranormal 60 with Dave Schrader. That's more of an entertainment type program. But I like to, I say like anything, I like to learn. So if I can find something else out, then or, someone says something, I think, that kind of applies to something I've experienced. Then I can start working things out in my own head. I've no idea what my hair's doing weird stuff today. This side just keeps wanting to do a Phil Oakey. In practice, not the uncle, it's others. Yeah, it's Ghost Hunters, Stoke, Racing, John, Six Sense, Ghost of Britain, Ghost Hunters, Stoke. Yeah, so a few of those. I'm friends with Edward from Haunted and Abandoned Places. He does Norfolk as well, does same area. So quite regularly, I'll go somewhere and film something, and then I'll come back home, and then next day he uploads a video about the same place. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to wait a few weeks, or I upload it and then I get the message like, you bastard, I've been editing that for 6 weeks. Oh yeah, sorry. I would say bar humbug now. Get it over and done with. I'm not sure what's the scariest thing about Ghost Hunters Stoke, the paranormal or Stoke. It's a pretty close call. Silver Creek's been cleaning up some poopies. Well, I wish it could be Christmas once a millennium. Yeah, we've already got people putting up their outside decorations and lights, and it's like, really? I was at least hoping with the price hikes in the cost of electricity that it might stop people doing it quite so early this year, but apparently it hasn't. And as you may or may not know, yesterday was November the 5th. So remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot. It's the anniversary of Guido Fawkes trying to blow up the Houses of Parliament with gunpowder and getting caught, and then getting hung, drawn, and quartered. Let's assume I'll make my Bravia. I know I'm murdering the pronunciation, Ricky. Sorry. Bravia Gunner Amulet Snakes. Elaborate process. Takes about 2 months to do. Hey, got it done. You got it done. Guy Fawkes, yes. Original name actually Guido Fawkes. Mm-hmm. And yeah, well done, Silver. And does anyone know what the 8th of November is? It wouldn't be your birthday, would it be, Hippie? It's funny that, because you share a birthday with Aquafunk. We all do. Funk is now officially 837 years old, I believe. Because he seems to have a birthday every day, so I just add a year to his age every time he says it. Yeah, so all we really do now on 5th of November is there's no teeth in, no remembrance or anything. It's just about fireworks. And it always piddles down with rain. Went wrong, I would have had my neck broken. Yeah, it's always a bit nerve-wracking. He says stretching out ears because reasons. Pearl Harbor, Veterans Day. Yes. That reminds me of, I've got a joke about Pearl Harbor. Do I tell it or not? Is it appropriate to tell a joke about Pearl Harbor? Worse than playing with fire. I've played with fire all the time. Yeah, November the 11th is Remembrance Day in the UK. 11/11/11. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we hold a 2-minute silence everywhere. Unless some Karen decides that she needs something, then guarantee doesn't go down well. I think I might, if I remember, and if I remember and think about it, I might actually go wandering around by the War Memorial on Remembrance Day and see if anything shows up. I think I'm on the wrong side of the pond for Pearl Harbor jokes. Yeah, well, we don't even fight for 3 years by then. So, now, the joke is 300 a lot of zeros? And it's like, well, if it's after a decimal point, no. But if it's above Pearl Harbor, yes. Which only historical nerds will get. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hit me, John. The sympathies, etc., for your father. Remembrance Day the same throughout the Commonwealth. Full blood moon on the 8th. Ooh, that could be interesting. There we go. There's a question. I think one person, maybe two, might get in the chat. We'll see. I know one's a big enough music nerd to know it. Who sung the song "The Killing Moon"? And what did they name their drum machine? Yeah. Oh, Sterlo's survived another drive home from work. Not run into any roos or yowies or bunyips. Or thylacines. That'd be the really, really scary one. What is drivers like Russian roulette? Well, I mean, so speaking of Russian roulette, there were there we go. Yella's got it, and Jeremy. Going back several years now, but there were people trying to play Russian roulette with a semi-automatic. I loaded one round in it and won. Yeah, someone got a Darwin Award. Yeah, so it was Echo and the Bunnymen. The group were the Bunnymen. Echo is what they called the drum machine. So random music trivia. And that was used in the movie The Lost Boys. Yeah, driving these days, yeah. Especially today, the weather we've been having. Geez, it was flooded everywhere. It's absolutely been hosing it down the last couple of weeks. So never played roulette with 38. Wonder if Marco will pass by. Yeah, Lost Boys is an awesome movie. Really good vampire flick. Although I think my favourite vampire movie, possibly Near Dark, which was what was the name? It was a directorial debut. Is it up there, or did I put it somewhere different? I got the box set version, limited edition. Catherine Bigelow, that was the name. It was her directorial debut. Afflicted, yeah. Spring has finally sprung, temps in the upper 20s in the next few days. Yep, just as winter finally gets to the UK. 30 Days of Night is good. Dracula Reigns. But yeah, if you've not seen it, check out Near Dark. That is a superb movie. I'm trying to remember who's in it now. been a long time since I watched it. It really should be up there. Yes. I've got no idea. It's all over the place now. It used to be all in alphabetical order, and it went everywhere. Yes. Where are the N's? Are the N's up there? H. Oh, they're going to be another. Yeah, Bill Paxton. That was it. I was trying to remember names, but yeah, it's quite a young Bill Paxton in that. Gimmicks and Twilight, sparkly bloody vampires. Gimmicks and effects of vampire movies changed throughout the years, but only one true actor that played the role well and was better in a lot of roles. Bela Lugosi. Underworlds are kind of fun. And, Kate Beckinsale in the cat suit. Who's going to complain? Yeah, Christopher Lee. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, me and Silver on the same line. Yeah, Christopher Lee, rest in peace. He had a seriously interesting life. There's quite a few documentaries about his life, but well worth watching if you haven't. Everything from being a spy in World War II through to his metal career and his acting and everything in between. I'm trying to think if I've seen Afflicted or not. The amount of movies I've watched over the years. A lot of different roles, also including that. Done a lot of different roles. Queen of the Damned, yeah, that was a good one. We can prove that one easily because that's sat right here. There we go. Don't mean Silver Queef of the Damned. Don't know what other one. Yeah, that's how I've watched thousands of horror movies over the years, so yeah, they do tend to blur together. I'm still trying to find one that actually scares me. That's the problem. I think part of being used to being around the paranormal and my normal dreams being about carnage and death and apocalyptic stuff, genocides and that kind of thing. And it makes finding a scary horror movie actually quite difficult. Rocky Horror Picture Show still scares you. There is an easy joke there. I'm not going to go there. Yeah, horror movies are so predictable. Yeah, it's. I've got nothing wrong with nothing against gross out gore fests because they're awesome. But it's too much reliance on jump scares and just loads and loads of blood. Who played Nosferatu? Oh, God. Oh, God. Why is the name gone completely from my head? No, it's not Werner Herzog. It was. Yeah, he was scary. Max, yeah. Max Schreck, that's the one. Yeah, he was definitely scary in that. Before Dracula became basically a comedy character. What was the one with Leslie Nielsen and Rebecca De Mornay? Dracula Dead and Loving It. And that was I think that might have been Dennis. You got the. It was either Dennis or Mark, one of the two. Yeah, I've done the go out, not in drag, but dressed as a woman. Very interesting story about the actor that played Shrek. Original What We Do in the Shadows was hilarious. Yeah, it was. Sinistra, or the original Sinistra. I think it was originally Spanish, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the what you can't see is more scary than what you can see. That's the thing, because what can be put on a film is not as scary as what you can imagine in there. So even as recent, I mean, it's in colour, but Alien. The reason that was scary, you got the jump scare with the chest burst. I'm not scared of things I can't see. There's things I can see that scare me. But yeah, I remember there was one New Year's Eve many moons ago. We went out as St. Trinian's girls. Well, all the girls did. Most of the guys went as whatever they were going as, and I dressed as a St. Trinian's girl as well, because I had the hair for it and the figure. Got the old fishnets on, the mini skirt, basically the school uniform. And yeah, I had someone try and buy me a drink who got a bit of a shock when I answered in this voice. Like, yeah, cheers, mate. I'll have a pint of Guinness. Huh? But yeah, I'm not a woman. Yeah, it's a bit of fun, exactly. It's the people who are worried about it or upset about it or get nervous about things like that, they're the ones that you got to worry about. Cabin in the Woods, oh, that was superb. I loved the bit where they literally got the board up with all the odds on what's going to kill who and everything. That was hilarious. Massive twist in that one. Yes. Maybe should learn how to play and do a tribute to the New York Dolls. Just find out it's pretty. You can be on MTV. As far as I'm aware, they don't put music on MTV anymore, do they? Damn it, Janet. So I'm sorry to anyone who's played the part, but there's only one, and that's Tim Curry. He just made that part his. Same with Pennywise. If they remake the Rocky Horror Picture Show, it won't be right without Tim Curry in the lead role. Same as it. Bill Skarsgård did a great job of playing Pennywise, but it's not Tim Curry. It's that simple. This is the problem when you start getting older. Is you remember the originals, when all the remakes come around, you're like, oh. Then you have to remember that the person who originally played it or wrote it or whatever is probably dead by now. So you walk around like you shat yourself. I know that feeling. Bass player I always looked like a girl. It's funny when they backed up Van Halen. The guy next to me said, look at the female bass player, she's gorgeous. Yep. I think someone said the same to Lita Ford once, and she smacked him around the head with her guitar. Rename the live stream OK Boomer. Yeah, but I'm not a boomer. I'm Generation X. Wish I could have played Frankenfurter. Too many guys that could nail the role better than me. Or look just like him. Yeah. Right, these days I've got too much of a bust to play Frankenfurter. Might be able to get away with playing Meatloaf's character in Fight Club, but that's about it. Plus, no one wants me singing. End of it kind of sucked. The rest of the plot was excellent. It's one of those where the ending in the story in the actual original book was, yeah, almost impossible to film. Because the turtle at the end of time and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't translate to the screen. He would look sexy in a pussy. This is it. Sometimes dudes look better in some of these clothes than the women do. Yes, but I saw Mr. Bungle live once where the guy on the keyboards, I can't remember his name, he was dressed up as Little Miss Muffet. So he had the little blue and white checkered dress and blonde wig with the little curly pigtails, and very strange experience. I may have been slightly inebriated at the time. I would have been. Kind of helps if you're watching Mr. Bungle. It's a sad but true statement for 2022. Yeah. Hey, it will soon be 2023 and it'll all get better again. Remember a bucket of Bernie brains. Yeah, I remember a weekend at Bernie's. I wonder if Bernie Sanders was related to Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's and Colonel Sanders. Never mind. They only did it with the stage, didn't dress and drink for fun. Whatever. Each to their own. I was like, what you wear can also be a gimmick. The Spoon's female bass player was dressed in a dress that was suitable for Little Bo Peep. Yeah. It's all about stage presence and whatever. Buckethead, yes. Last time I saw Buckethead play, he was playing with Les Claypool, and my mind melted. I can play a bit. So when you see someone who's really good, it's just like, okay, how are they doing that? Then you get two legit leg ends. And it's like they're going at the same time. Like, my brain just melted. I cannot compute this. And when we took back in the days when we took out the ozone layer with the hairspray. Yes. Yeah. Oh, bless the 80s. Best way to watch a horror movie is last show in the last seat and double sofa ones with a good looking chick. Actually, I'd rather watch one on my own in a dark room rather than. I've seen a couple of horror movies at the cinema and I hated it. All the blooming idiots just screaming and going, and throwing their popcorn in the air, and you're like, really? It was just a cat scare. Why are you jumping and screaming at that? If horror movies affect you like that, you don't watch horror movies. Um, yeah, the 80s were awesome. The 90s killed the colour, which I was kind of glad about because I've never been a fan of bright colours. But yeah, best way to watch horror movies Christmas Eve. Yes, Black Christmas. That's a good one to watch. I've seen the 80s. Seen Gene Simmons without the makeup. Oh yeah, look at him. Yeah, yeah. Or Dee Snider without the makeup. That was just as scary. Uh, Noughties, the decade of Maggie and Rona, scarier than any movie. Yeah, but in the 80s we had Maggie over here, so you know. Yeah, Margaret Thatcher. Oh, Krampus, that's a good Christmas movie as well. Yes, Margaret Thatcher, bless her soul. Currently she's rotating in her grave at a high rate of knots, um, given what's happened with her beloved Conservative Party lately. Given the last 3 or 4 imbeciles that have been their leaders. 3, 4, 5, I can't remember. Been a while. Yeah, the 80s. Yes, power cuts, 4-day or 3-day weeks, miners out on strike all the time. How do I feel about my new Prime Minister? I feel about the same about him as I did when he was Chancellor of the Exchequer. I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw that tank full of water. But mm, at least he actually kind of understands how economics work. Yeah, exactly. The image of Santa everyone goes crazy for is Coca-Cola. Do I have a holiday movie I watch every holiday, Christmas, Halloween, etc.? Not really. And there are certain things that I'll watch repeatedly, The Crow being one of them. Um, but I don't really have any sort of special. I mean, it's kind of become a tradition now that Christmas Day morning I'll listen to Cradle of Filth, um, the Cruelty and the Beast album. Um, and a while back, I haven't done it for a few years now. The other tradition was a reindeer steak for Christmas dinner. Got to watch a movie Trick or Treat. Oh, what? That movie Trick or Treat. Oh my God, it's right next. Yeah. It's right next to Wrong Turn 2. Quite why I bought that, I don't know. Um, yeah, that is the thing with The Crow is they actually left that in, didn't they? Um, and they're remaking that. Is it they're remaking it with Bill Skarsgård? Again, that's not going to be right. Life of Brian every Christmas. Always look on the bright side of life. Doo 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 doo. Huge fan of the Lee family. Huge, like if we could say it like Trump. Huge. He probably says nuclear as well. International figure with an international company with red in the logo is natural. Yes. Well, McDonald's has a pervy clown. Yeah. Who sent them to the North Pole? St. Nicholas was with Turkey. Well, exactly. It's where things get kind of. It's the same with most fairy tales and folk tales where these things are concerned. The actual historical truth doesn't really matter, and they go for a good story. Or if the story was kind of scary, they take the scary out of it and they make it all lovey dovey and sweet. when he picked up Rudolph in Norway. Although when you spell Rudolph like that, I keep thinking, my immediate thought is Hess. No, okay, yeah. And then he tried drawing how they work, how a power station works with a crayon. And I kind of got an understanding how they work. Well, I do have an understanding how they work, but I wouldn't like to try and explain it or draw it out. Trump referred to it as the N word, Rudy Schenker. Now I'm just picturing a reindeer playing a guitar with a headband on, singing in German with an American flag t-shirt. Disney, yeah, Disney doing, yeah. It's kind of weird considering how old Walt was. You'd think he wouldn't have taken the genocidal stuff out of it. Biden would give up halfway through the word hate them all. So, yeah, exactly. You're being centrist there, you see, because you hate them both. It was, in my view, it was like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Last thing you want, last thing the world wants is more Donald Trump. Although, if he was still in charge, it would make our politics look a bit better. At least while Trump was doing Trump things, it made Boris Johnson look a bit better. There's enough. There's enough politicking before we start offending everyone. Not very high bar. Yeah, this is the thing, you see. Trump, the Americans' answer to Boris Johnson. And Germany got so much hexy stuff. Well, I mean, German history, not necessarily German, but you go way, way, way back to when it was a bunch of different kingdoms like Bavaria and the others, Hanover. Yeah, I mean, as I say, the history just goes back so far, pretty much as far as it does here, but yeah, you've got a lot of stuff going on in Germany. And I've got to say, I'm kind of glad I live in a country which doesn't have any modern battlefields. Do I like System of a Down? Well, I do sometimes like to wake up and put on a little makeup, have a little bit of shake up. Yeah, I'm not even going to try singing that. When energy and fuels affordable during the Trump years, yeah, possibly, but the president or whoever's in charge has absolutely zero effect on the price of energy. Why didn't I leave my keys upon the table? It's because they were in a bowl with everyone else's. And then my father forsake me. So, yeah, exactly. German history has a bad rap sheet for 7 years of an evil dickhead. The rest of it is pretty interesting. It is. Most countries have periods that we don't want to remember. And most developed countries have done things they're really not proud of, and you can't hide it. You have to learn from it. Singer Serge Chankian, yes, very interesting voice. It's because they're Armenian, so they use the modal structures, etc., from Armenian folklore. Well, not Armenian folklore, Armenian music. So it sounds different to our ears. I find the origin of Merlin stories. Yes, there's so much to go through with that stuff. King Arthur and Merlin, and what actually might have possibly happened, and was it at Gel or Salisbury or wherever? Was it in Wales or even Germany or somewhere like that? Because there's similar myths in most Western European countries. Yeah, King Arthur and Merlin. You got the idea. My lead guitar player wants to use one of my country folk ideas. Plays like Alex Lifeson. Ah, cool. Yeah, it's King Arthur's just Sherlock Holmes was just a story. No, Sherlock Holmes is real. Yeah, and there is only one Sherlock Holmes, and his name is Basil Rathbone. Don't care what they do. Basil Rathbone is Sherlock Holmes. It's like David Suchet is Poirot. Nobody else can play that part. Same with what was her name? Played Miss Marple. Can't remember. Or Angela Lansbury. There's what was her name? Murder She Wrote. The idylls of the king differ, Huawei. Yes. Um, now there are certain roles that have been portrayed that really that one person has made it theirs, and you just shouldn't go near it. Like Tim Curry, Frankenfurter, and Pennywise, and these others. It's like, no, don't. It's just not going to be as good. Peter Falker's Columbo. Yeah. Just one more question. Because it's pronounced Basil, not Basil. Did a buffer. Yeah, every country has its own, whether you want to call it black magic or Basil the Rat. He's hamster, Mr. Faulty. He's hamster. No, it's a rat. Um, don't worry, he's from Barcelona. Um, yeah, it does make sense with the tempering of steel coming around in about that era. But I think the legends go back way further than that. So we're probably talking ancient Celtic if you go far enough back. Most things do seem to stem back to ancient Celtic beliefs and traditions. Even the Roman gods come from Celtic folklore. Encouraging me to play simple country leads in my part. There's one thing about country, it's simple. Or as I still call it, farm emo. Yeah, play it in reverse, and the guy gets his truck, his dog, his car, his house, and his wife back, rather than satanic backmasking. But anyway, I've done my 2 hours. Oh yeah, the pagans knew far more than they were letting on. Um, I'm not saying they're not good players. It's just country doesn't really work in the UK. We had the Wurzels, though. Yeah, if you look up Wurzels, yeah, you'll understand. Romans tended to borrow their gods from all over the place. Yeah, and everyone has since the beginning of time, really, since we started having these things. All the new civilizations have taken from later stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I've got to go get something to eat. My time is up, and I'm probably overrunning Corey or somebody else now. So again, as always, thanks everyone for watching. Have fun. Thank you to Mark and Dennis for the membership gifts. Stay safe. Have a good week. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah. Ew.